Hello all, welcome to a demo on SageMaker. So in this video I'm going to show you how to deploy our machine learning models using a CI/CD pipeline. I'll not be showing the whole gamut of things. These are all the AWS services that are available for CI/CD pipeline development as well as the ML aspect or the AI aspect of it, wherein we'll be using a service of AWS called SageMaker. So the best part of AWS per se is you can use all of these services, build a pipeline and integrate them with your AI or ML model and also productionize your ML model and get whatever is needed to build it. So integrating your AI or ML model into these services and leveraging that for doing whatever we want to do. So for example, we want to action alerts, or we want to understand what are the anomalies, we want to understand the correlation between alerts. All of that we can use using SageMaker, and we can integrate them with the data that is being ingested to S3, or we can use it to productionize through Lambda. So this is the best part of AWS platform. So I'll just show you services also. So these are the services that are available. So many services, and it covers everything that we need for an application. So we have EC2, we have so many things, and AWS SageMaker or Amazon SageMaker lies here. It comes under machine learning. So in this video I'll confine to SageMaker only. I'll just show you a notebook, how we are integrate, or how Jupyter notebooks, Jupyter is a platform that is typically used to write the Python or the machine learning notebooks. So how Jupyter notebooks are being written, or and they are being used in the SageMaker. Yeah. So I'll directly jump to the service. Yeah. So this is the SageMaker Studio. I want to open a studio. So if I click on this, it will ask me to open studio. Yeah. So this is Jupyter notebook symbol. Yeah. So build. So these are all the services that are available here. So I've used Jumpstart service, so wherein I can get some ready-made models available and I can use them. Or if I want to create my own project, I can do that using new project also. So here I'm going to show a random forest model. Yeah. So this is for anomaly detection. So typically in operations, what happens is there will be some anomalies, or there will be some patterns or spikes that we see during a certain time. So maybe in certain business hours there will be spiked up operations or transactions that happen, and we want to optimize our servers. We want to optimize the space for that activities or for those events. So similarly, I've taken New York taxi data here. So that is what the data is all about, New York City taxi ridership data. So wherein if I'll explain the data also. So I'll be using random cut forest, a typical algorithm that is used for anomaly detection. Yeah. So I'll not dive much into the ML aspect of it. I'm just showing you how it is done. And this is a notebook that I've just run 2 hours ago. Yeah. So as I've just run it, I can just show you what are the inferences that I have derived and what are the plots that we can draw. Yeah. So I'm just running you through the notebooks. Yeah. So first aspect is to set an medium instance. It's not a micro instance that we have to set up, so it's a medium instance. So the aspect that you have to understand here is SageMaker is chargeable, and there will be some money that you have to pay for it for using this service. It is not a completely free tier service. If you are using it maybe within a certain time after setting up your account, it may be free, but beyond that point you will be expected to use medium and large instances, wherein there will be some money that you have to pay. Yeah. So the first aspect is to select an Amazon S3 bucket. So that bucket is where we'll be storing our data, and we'll be putting our data, and also we'll be pulling the data from. So we are selecting a bucket. So, and first we'll be importing all the required packages, including SageMaker, which is an inbuilt package for the AWS SageMaker. Yeah. So we're checking the bucket permissions and all of that, and so once we get that permission, we'll be putting that output in a specific S3 bucket. Yeah. And then the data is all stored here. We are getting the data and we'll be inspecting the data. So this is a CSV file. So this is the data. So if you see here, this is the timestamp and there's another timestamp. So between this 30 minutes, this is the amount of taxes that have been run. So this is just columnar data, and this is these are only two columns that are there. Yeah. So what we want to identify here is anomalies. So for which we'll draw a pie plot. Okay. So here we can see that there is an anomaly in the 6000 area. So if you see here, although we are extraordinarily capable on drawing the patterns, there is something uncharacteristic occurs that's around 6000 data point. So what we want to dig is, we want to understand what happened here, or rather we want to understand how many types of such activities are there and what we can do in such times. Yeah, we want to basically derive some inferences, that's all. So we have understood that there is some data point here, and we want to see what is what are the other aspects. So what is the depth, where, and how we can moderate or optimize our traffic. Yeah. So what I have now done is taken data points between 5500 to 6500, because I know that there's something around 6000. So 500 points here, 500 points there. So I still see a spike around this point. So this I can now get, it's around 5900 or 6000. So I'll just take 50 data points. So now if you see here, around these two data points, there is 39,000 and 35,000, which is anomalies, because other data points, if you see, are around 10,000s and 20,000s. Yeah. So there is a sudden spike in these times. Okay. Yeah. So now what we'll use is, we'll use those and we'll be training our data set. So we'll configure a SageMaker training job to train this on the data. So these are called hyperparameters. So what we'll be using is randomly sampled data points sent to each tree, the number of trees to create the forest, and the number of the dimensions of each data point. Yeah. So again, we'll be using random cut forest here. We have mentioned the instance types. So now if you see, the instance type is large, it is not micro or medium. Now we want to have a larger instance type. Yeah, and we have specified the output again, the S3 output bucket, and we are specifying that there will be 512 trees and number of trees are 50. So the samples are 512 samples and the number of trees are 50. So we have run that. So this is all the output. So this is a timestamp where I want to see the training job run. Yeah, now the inference is, a random cut forest model does nothing on its own. We now want to use the model we want to use the model we computed to perform inference on data. In this case, it means computing anomaly scores from input time series data points. So what we want to do is compute the anomaly scores. So for which we'll be using this deploy function, and we specify the instance type where inference computed as well as an initial number of instances to spin up. So this is a recommended instance type. So we'll be using the deploy function and we'll be deploying it into that endpoint. Okay, so this is the endpoint. So data serialization or deserialization. So we can pass data in variety of formats. In this example, we'll demonstrate CSV formatted data. Other available formats are JSON and those aspects. So we'll make use of Python SDK utilities like CSV serializer, JSON deserializer. Okay, so let's pass a training data set in CSV format. So we'll also have to note that serializer and deserializer will automatically take care of the data type conversion into arrays. Then we'll take up those arrays. So let's only pass in the first 6 data points to see what the output looks like. So we have just passed those top 6 arrays, first 6 arrays, and this is what the data point looks like. So now if you want to compute the anomaly scores, here it is. So you can see that their scores are this, and we want to do a plot of all based on these anomaly scores. So there are some anomalies here, and also if you see the orange one, which is the anomaly scores, you can see there is an anomaly score spiked up here, there is an anomaly score spiked up here, and then there is a large dip, and then they are coming up here. So then we have printed the greater than 3 standard deviations from the mean score or the 99.9 percentile. So if you see, these are the data points. So if you see there, the following is a list of anomalous events which occurred in New York City, which in this time frame. So 2014 1102, 2015 0101, 2015 0127. So if you see, there was an NYC marathon that day, there was a New Year's Eve, and it was a snowstorm day. So these are the 3 events because of which there was a spike. So our algorithm managed to capture these events. So if we add these anomalies to the scores plot, so if you can see that because of these events there were these anomalies. Okay, so before we end, we'll delete the endpoint also. So the conclusion is that we have used Amazon SageMaker random cut forest to detect anomalous data points in a taxi ridership dataset. So there is one improvement that we would like to use. This is called shingling. This is especially useful when working with the periodic data with known period, such as the data that we have used. So it is between a certain time period. So if we use shingling, what it does is it will give us data points as single data points of each of a certain feature length, and then run the random cut forest algorithm on these feature vectors. So now our single size is what we have mentioned as 48. So this is the output of this, then if we run it and derive some inferences. Now if you see at the end, we can see that there is a jump here and there is a jump here and there is a jump here, and between that it is very low. So this is a small demo of a notebook or an ML model in AWS SageMaker. Yeah. So thank you for watching this video.